You're listening to the Translation Lost podcast. We watch foreign language movies with no subtitles and then talk about them. If you want to skip to the movie talk, don't bother. It's not a great movie. We'd banter a lot at the start. I think you should just stick around.
It's a bit of crack, man.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
Spreading bullshit, whatever the cause, but the translation's been lost. That was. Can I just say? Can we take a second to say that was really suave, Brian?
What?
Because right before we started, you were like, we were like just catching up on what we're going to talk about, and you were like, I've got an intro, so let's just do a sound check. And I was in my head, I was like, what's he mean? And then you come in with that. You're listening to the Translation Lost podcast. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
I sit here on my own every day and practice, talking to nobody,
and it's only taken 35 weeks. 35 sets.
60, 70 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
80 weeks it would be if it was 35. No, 70.
That'd be 70 yeah. Sorry, I couldn't do it quickly. I don't know why I'm being so fucking...
I was just thinking the other day, right? Not today, the other day. Today, I mean, not the other day, today.
Right.
I drink beer on the podcast. You drink Monster. We need it to make it a good podcast.
Yeah, I would say so.
If we ever monetize this podcast in some way and started making money, I bet we could write off beer and Monster on our taxes.
Wow.
Beer would become tax deductible, Darren.
That would be great, because I was thinking the other day about how often I buy Monster now. And it's all because of this podcast. I never drank Monster before. I didn't really drink energy drinks often. But I buy one like every second or third day now, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, I had one on Saturday night. I was busking. I had one last night because I thought I was going to busk, and it was Monday, so of course there was no one out.
Yeah, so, whenever I'm passing a shop now and I see I'm pointing to the mango loco Monster, it's like the best one, I think.
That one is fucking delicious.
I like that in rum. The pineapple mango really go well with the Captain Morgan's.
Interesting. I can't comment on that. But
yeah, no, that's the only reason I buy it now, which is probably a terrible drink. Captain Morgan's and Monster Energy.
like for you, for your body,
definitely.
Surely, it must be, awful.
So bad.
Yeah, because neither of them on their own, they're all both pretty fucking bad for you, aren't they? Yeah. Like, there are Monsters with no sugar, obviously a shit ton of other stuff that's bad for you, but even that one is full. I think there's 500.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't get with Monster, no sugar Monster is bullshit. Because it's just as damaging for you. You just made it taste shittier.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's how I feel about diet shit in general. I feel like diet Coke and stuff, Coke Zero. It's all this is still bullshit. This is still terrible for you. Why would you just make it taste worse? It's because it tricks people into thinking. Like you said the other week that you fucking thought.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. You said the other week that you thought that Diet Coke wasn't as bad for your teeth as Coke is.
Yeah.
Which, that's why they do.
I didn't think that. I kind of figured that it was probably, but then I found out that it legit was, and I had to confront that reality. Yeah. It's pretty sad.
Did you do that experiment in school? I might have said
with
this
with the coin.
No, we did it with a tooth. You put a tooth in a just a glass of Coke and leave it overnight. And first of all, it was disgusting. Yeah. But second of all,
where'd you get the tooth?
This is the thing, right? The teacher goes
just
to the
pulled
class.
One out of her mouth.
No, we were in 6th class, right? So we're 12. That's what that means to anyone else.
Yeah.
We're
fuck you. Everyone's always going on about grades.
I hate
don't know
that
what the
shit.
Fuck that is.
I fucking hate that shit. Just say what age you were. You know
that means nothing to me.
Yeah. Oh man, I was only in 7th grade. Sometimes when Joey Diaz tells stories about having sex and stuff in 7th grade, I'm like that. To me is
that's young.
That sounds young, right? It sounds.
I think that's maybe 12, 13, in around that
yeah,
sphere.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, no. But the teacher went to the class and was like, "We're going to be doing this experiment where you put the tooth in the Coke, and can you get your parents to take in your tooth fairy teeth?" That they took. And this kid in the back goes, "The tooth fairy isn't real?" And everyone turned, and half the people in the class just started laughing. And then it was this whole thing. That kid had to go home early. It was real sad. I think it was a girl, and she was really upset. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought that
really
kid just
upset.
made a really funny joke.
No, man, no,
No.
it was like a legit
Wait, how
thing.
old were you at this point?
I think we were 12. Yeah, we were like 12. Like we were in 6th class. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was that's too old to believe in the tooth fairy.
one of my younger like relations, I think cousins, was like the other day was like someone was talking about Easter, and it was like, "Are you getting something off the Easter bunny?" He was like, "The Easter bunny isn't real," and he's like 8, and then his mom's like, "Yeah, just like Santa, right?" And he's like, "No, Santa is real."
Man, we were literally just talking about this in work the other day, because at least Santa is like a man, right? And Santa also like brings you a bunch of shit you want, so of course you're gonna
he's way
believe
better
in
than
Santa.
the Easter bunny.
Santa is believable because of how much you want it to be real.
Yeah,
But we never really had the Easter bunny that much when I was young, because it's a gigantic bunny that comes into your house and gives you like a Mars bar chocolate egg.
yeah, that's pretty creepy.
Right?
Why
But
is he
it's just-
laying eggs?
But no, it's stupid, because they're just, you see the eggs in the shop, you know? And then they're just in your house, like.
Yeah, but
the Easter bunny's a stupid one.
Then you watch the Late Late Toy Show, and you're like, does he go there to get them? Like, what?
Yeah. Man, because my parents are split up, so when I was young, every now and then,
I'll play a
What?
song for
no,
you
right.
on the world's smallest violin.
No,
Always got to bring up the.
I don't think I've ever mentioned it on this show.
This is legit the first time.
No, we'd go to my dad's every second weekend.
Yeah.
So fucking statistically speaking, that means that like half the Easters I would have been with him.
Yeah.
So I remember one year I just went. It was Easter and I got up pretty early. I just woke up early. I went downstairs and I was like looking around for chocolate eggs. And my dad came out on the landing. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just checking to see if the Easter bunny came." And he just goes, "The Easter bunny doesn't come to this house." And then I was like, "Oh, so that one's fake. That one's not real then."
At least he tried to not be like, it's not real. He was like, it doesn't come here.
Yeah, they just don't do it, because I guess they were like, that one's dumb, which it is.
It is.
It's a fucking bunny that comes to your gaff.
It's also just a load of chocolate that, like, I don't.
Yeah. Like, I got two...
Kids are too fat nowadays, Dara. I'm just going to go out there and say it.
Yeah, man, there are a lot of fucking fat kids.
See a lot of kids running around, you're like, whoa.
But you know what? It's hard to know, though, because, like, I look at a lot of kids and I'm like, at what point do you
Just
stop being, like baby fat,
yeah.
you know?
That's true as well.
But there are still fucking fat kids. Like, they come in to the shop all the time with their fucking stick-thin mothers. And I'm like, what are you doing to the child?
The kids taking all the food. I think it's just because, like, me, when I was always a really, really scrawny kid.
Yeah.
Because I had heart surgery when I was a baby.
Yeah.
And that makes you, like, just...
Always bringing up the heart surgery.
I don't think that's
holes in his heart.
think that's the first time I've brought it up.
I don't think so. Well, you've said you've had heart issues, surely.
Yeah.
You had
It wasn't like
holes, right? You had
it wasn't
a
like
hole?
crazy surgery.
Was it
or
a
anything.
hole in your heart? Was that
No,
not
it was a hole in one of the valves in there.
All right.
So that it was like filling up with blood or some shit.
Okay.
But they sorted it out. They didn't even go through the front. I was lucky because usually they go through the front and there's a big scar. They went in the side. So I just have a cool like side scar.
That is pretty cool.
That makes one of my pecs smaller. It's really annoying.
Yeah. But you
just
know what?
kinda
That kind of
fucked it a little
happens as well. Anyway, it's
I
like
didn't make
women
it
in
smaller.
their
It's
tits.
just like higher up because of the scar tissue. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little insight into my life.
Yeah.
Nearly died.
Yeah.
I would have died definitely. I think.
Yeah.
I was a baby. Babies are fucking weak.
Yeah, but man, fucking, it happens so often. It seems where a baby is just born and they're like, "Oh no, we gotta hold on to this one for a minute," and they just put it in like a tank.
Yeah.
They put it in an incubator, and they're like, "Yeah, this one's a bit fucked. We just need to."
It's like in Dragon Ball with the Saiyans. They put them in the little tanks and then. Yeah.
I was with the fucking Dragon Ball. How was your week, Brian?
Good.
What did you
My
watch?
week is good. It's been the Easter holidays,
Mm.
so it's been a pretty drinky week.
Yes.
Ali's off
Yeah.
from college, so
Yeah.
that's cool. We've been hanging out a lot.
Yeah, I've seen you. You called into me in the shop twice.
Oh yeah, I've been
in the
walking
past
around
week.
Carlo a lot more lately.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
We were out like we went to the gym
Yes.
after I did a driving lesson. Then we went to the gym and we just kind of hung around town for a bit.
That was
it was
good
really
crack.
fun.
Yeah.
And then the other day, me and Ali also did the same thing.
Yeah, man.
And it's
There's
real
nothing
fun.
wrong with town. I've always
Went
felt
into
this.
town to help our friend Holly move some stuff out of her new apartment. She moved in you know where she moved in.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah. Go.
But we had to like bring stuff to the charity shop, and that involved some like walking around. Then we went to like O'Loughlin's in town.
Yes.
Because that's the only bar with a smoking area anymore.
Really?
Well, a nice smoking area.
Yeah. It's pretty much just outdoors.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also a nice quiet pub. To be fair,
It wasn't this day. There was a rugby match on.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, and there was
right.
some team there. They must have won because they had a big
cup
full
you
of
mentioned
beer.
this. Yeah, that's
that was
dope.
pretty fun.
Yeah,
but
should have asked for a sip.
Yeah, I've been going around Carlo a lot. Kind of hate it. This isn't me, you know. I like to be isolated.
Really flip flopped there. It's been a lot of
Nah,
fun.
it's
I kind of hate it though.
Nah, I like doing it. It's fun. I definitely am gonna probably walk around more because I end up like finding shit
because it's a fucking beautiful day and it has been for a little while. And I was saying to you earlier, I was like, I'm kind of arranging that we're not out doing stuff, and you were like, I'm not. I'm like, man.
Well, no, I don't get like the sun doesn't make me want to come out. I just enjoyed like walking around looking at shops and stuff.
Yeah. See, I often just look at the sun through a shop window that I can't leave. So you know
that's true. I have the option to leave. I choose not to. you have to stay where you're at. That's fair.
Yeah. Often for my lunch, like I bring a lunch to work a lot of the time, most of the time if I can, and then I'll like leave the shop and like walk around outside, and even if it's like raining or something, and my coworkers will be like, "What are you leaving for?" I'm like, "I can't be in here anymore. Like I have to see outside of these fucking walls with the big fucking neon white light. You know, this like super artificial light that even if it's fucking bright outside, it's still like blindingly bright in the shop that I work in. It's a lot.
I do like those shops though.
They've got good look to them.
I
They're pretty
see a
clean.
lot of vape shops now. Like they pop up and all of them like also crack phones and like do that shit. Like they're always like you see any vape shop in town and it's like fucking there's just a bunch of grinders in the counter and like a couple of bongs and stuff and you're like, man, this place is
vape
sketchy.
Shop. That's one of those places that's just like, well, we just sell shit, you know?
Like there's one in town, but they're called like vape shop or whatever. I don't know what they're called. There's one in Carlo. There's one.
No, there's not. The World Vape Center. Are you talking about?
Yeah,
that's the only other vape shop open.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of I'm mixing it up because there's a vape shop in Tullow that's the same like that.
Right.
And then there's a shop in Carlo that I've walked past a few times now that's just got a bunch of grinders and like bongs and stuff in it. So that's where I'm getting confused. I think they sell vape liquid too though.
Yeah. There's a fucking pound shop sell vape liquid
But then you go into Nice Hale and it's like a phone shop and it's just real nice and like clean.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like you're like it doesn't feel sketchy at all, like going in to get your vape liquid. It
helps the fucking brand, you know. It helps what they're selling. It's a good idea, really.
It's
you know?
it's a normal thing that, like, because you'd never see like just an adult person going into like a shop with loads of grinders and stuff and all that shit. Well, but, like I could see anyone going into Hale.
Well, that's the thing. But like fucking all these phone shops and stuff, they've got just grinders and skins and stuff out, and then like. Also, like there's a little phone shop. It's just a stand around the corner from my shop in the shopping center, right? And it's got all these grinders and stuff out in like one display case, and then in the next it's got like fucking earphones and Bluetooth speakers and stuff. And then in the one at the end, I think it's like 2 fucking cabinets full of like really realistic looking pellet guns.
Yes! I always see them. Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's so weird to just walk past. Because I know the guy who like owns it too. Or like he's in on it with some other people. Because I worked on a film with him. And he was in the IT. And then he ended up doing this film. And he still just lives in Carlo. He works in a phone shop. So that's just... You know, and I work in the same shopping centers, that goes to show how well that film did. So, what did you watch this week, Brian?
Nothing.
You watched Click.
I didn't watch anything. No. No.
Didn't watch anything worth mentioning.
Didn't. Yeah, I watched Click, Dara.
Yeah.
I watched fucking Click because we
You
sat
hate
down
yourself.
on Sunday at dinner. We were having our dinner, me and Ali, and we decided, let's watch Click. Well, I decided let's watch Click, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then before we watched it, Ali was like, I think this is actually one of his better films. And I was like, oh, really? And she was like, yeah. And then we watched it, and she was like, I just remembered I was 10 when I saw this movie. Any movie would be good. And Click is terrible.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler is just an unlikable prick who you can't root for because he's a fucking asshole. He's just a piece of shit.
He often is in his films now. Have you noticed? He's a piece of shit in Pixels as well.
Yeah, he's just
much.
a dickhead.
He's just a dickhead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because he looks so fucking... I don't know. I don't know why. Even in That's My Boy thing that we saw the preview for, he's just a dick now.
What's that?
In all of his
and he's
shit.
doing that, and you're like, man, it's like... I mean, I get that that's the joke because he's like kind of lame. But I don't know, man.
It's a bad joke.
Click is a terrible movie. He gets a remote that lets him like control time.
Christopher Walken gives it to him.
Yeah, Christopher Walken gives him the remote because he goes to the Beyond section of Bed Bath & Beyond.
That's right.
I
forgot that.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
I didn't get that at all when I was young. I was like, what?
Which is, to
what
be
is
fair,
Bed Bath & Beyond?
to be fair,
This is crazy.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is in hindsight.
Yeah.
It never clicked with me until now. I saw it when I was very young, but I told you in the car, all I really remembered from it was like that he was a dickhead and that the dog kept fucking the duck, Teddy.
Yeah. There's multiple dogs that fuck that duck Teddy, and then it gets double teamed at the end. And like pretty much every time his wife is in the room when the dog starts fucking the thing, his wife's like, "Oh, I'm so horny now," and it's like, "Whoa,
yeah, what is with that?"
Fucking a duck.
Yeah, and at the end when the duck is getting double teamed, isn't it like fucking like slow mo? It's like a whole thing.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Yeah,
I remember that from when I was a kid.
And then
that
his wife's like,
stuck with me.
Then his wife is like, "I'm getting pretty turned on.
Jesus,
come and have sex with me, Adam Sandler." And he's like, "Okay." His wife, who is definitely like 10 years younger than him and way too attractive to be going out with Adam Sandler. David Hasselhoff's in it.
Really?
David Hasselhoff is a pretty good comedic actor.
Yeah, man, he's fucking great in the SpongeBob movie.
Dude, yeah, right? He's so funny in that.
That is the funniest shit, because when I was a kid, I didn't really know who he was, but I'd heard the name a million times, and you show up to the cinema, and they're like, how are we going to get back to Bikini Bottom? And then there's this, I'll take you there, and it just cuts, and he's running in slow-mo, and you're like, what? And he just shows up, they're like, who are you? And it's, I'm David Hasselhoff, and you're like, that's David Hasselhoff, finally! I know who David Hasselhoff is.
That's such a joke for, like, parents.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Man, have you ever seen the behind the scenes thing with that where they have like a gigantic David Hasselhoff, and it's so lifelike, and they're like filming the foot. They're just filming the foot for the most part.
It's so gross. His face.
Oh,
with the big
man.
grin.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets the remote. And,
what's David Hasselhoff's part in Click?
He's his boss.
Oh.
He's in it for like quite a lot of the movie.
Yeah.
He's like not actually the worst part of that movie easily. It's Adam Sandler is the worst part of that movie.
Yeah.
Actually, no, maybe Rob Schneider in yet another like ethnic costume. I don't want to not ethnic, racist costume. He plays Prince Habibi, who is a yeah.
He's a prince.
And as soon as I saw Prince Habibi's fake nose, I was like, that's fucking Rob Schneider. It's clearly Rob. It's like every time you see a fucking Asian or like Middle Eastern character in an Adam Sandler movie, you're like, oh yeah, that's Rob. That's not actually an Asian actor. That's Rob Schneider in a fucking makeup, and it usually is. What's the other one where he plays like the hotel guy?
Who?
The Asian guy.
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh fuck, which Adam Sandler movie is that? Dara.
Oh man,
Dara.
I haven't seen.
Dara, which one is it?
I stopped when I was very young.
Oh.
You're hardly talking about. You're not talking about. Oh wait, no, he's like a delivery guy in
No, he's like
fucking-
an Asian guy who runs a hotel restaurant, a hotel wedding place or something. No, is that the Kevin James movie? I think.
Oh God, I know even less of those fucking films, Brian.
Man,
Oh my!
it's I now
pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah.
I did not know that guy was Rob Schneider, and that's so racist.
He's not even doing like he's not even just like he's just an Asian guy. He's an Asian guy.
Yeah,
He's what Adam Sandler thinks an Asian guy is.
he's like an Asian minister. Yeah.
He marries them.
Yes. When they yeah.
In that movie where they get married, but like no homo.
Yeah.
Like I had thought that movie would have been so much better if they actually fell in love.
That you're right.
And
That
ended
could have
up
been
staying-
could have been great. Yeah, that could have been really fucking great. But no, instead he gets with this. What's the sexy lawyer? Who's she?
Oh fuck, I can't
Jessica
remember.
Biel.
Jessica, no,
Is
it's
it
Jessica
that one?
Alba, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah,
I
it
think
might,
be Jessica
I don't know.
Alba.
Who's Jessica Biel?
Oh, I only know her from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which I don't think you've seen.
That's hilarious because we watched a dog shit horror film today, and Brian talked a lot about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Because that's not a dog shit horror movie.
Yeah. It was his frame of reference for what it should have been. Basically.
No,
For
not
what
this
everything
movie. This movie
be.
should not have been made. But we'll get to that. Click is so bad, Dara.
Yeah, man. Fucking, you send a screenshot to the group chat
yeah.
of fat CGI Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, okay, throughout the movie, Adam Sandler, like, eats Twinkies and yodels, and they're Twinkies and yodels because he says that multiple times because he needs that product placement. The movie literally opens on a shot of Twinkies.
Not to mention...
It's blatant. Like,
but not to mention the fact that he finds the remote in Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, he doesn't just find the remote in Bed Bath & Beyond. While driving along, he passes by 5 stores before settling on Bed Bath & Beyond, and there's a little shot of each of them. And there's a little shot of each of them,
And him being like...
like, oh, there's Staples. Wow, look, it's Walmart. Look at that other place. I don't know, Costco. Fucking, I don't know those stores.
You did pretty well.
Yeah.
It's not bad, to be honest.
Yeah, like, it's fucking, ever since it's been pointed out to me to, like, keep an eye out for that in his movies. Because with Jack and Jill, I, like, Googled it. Because there's a scene in Jack and Jill. There's a scene in Jack and Jill where they go on a cruise, and it's just a tourism video for, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just music and, like, people on rides.
Wow.
And it's like, wow, that's...
They have that scene at the end of Iron
'cause
Man 3
they're
that's like that, but it's
we're-
only in the Chinese version.
We're going on the Royal Caribbean cruise. Do. And then it, like, cuts to a montage of them on this cruise. Nothing, has no bearing on the movie whatsoever, except for the next few scenes, they're on a boat. Yeah, click. He gets the remote and he starts fast forward. He can fast forward stuff, but oh no, the remote learns things that he did. It like learns from him, so it does stuff automatically because.
Oh yes, yeah, it starts automatically skipping stuff that he doesn't want to see.
Yeah, and
or
then
that
he starts
implied he didn't
skipping
wanna
and
see.
yeah, oh no, he skipped 5 years, 10 years. And it gets quite like there towards the like last third of the movie, there isn't that many jokes except for Fat Man Adam Sandler. Well, like there's not many jokes in the whole movie. I wouldn't count them. But
earlier in the car, you were like, "There were 2 good jokes in this movie," and I was like, "What were they?" And then you told me one, and then you were like, "There's one good joke in this movie." It turns out.
Yeah. What was it?
It was when he like.
Oh, he gets his like menu. It's like a DVD menu when he clicks the button, and there's like a little option that says the making of.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's this?" And he hits it, and it brings him back to like the night that he was conceived, and like he's just standing in the room. And I thought that was like pretty clever, and that's like in the first half an hour. That's a 2-hour movie.
2 hours.
I'm pretty sure it's like maybe an hour and 50 or an hour and 40.
Wow.
In around that. It's too long.
Yeah, definitely.
And it gets weirdly philosophical at the end. Like he misses all of his life until he dies.
Wow. Oh shit! I do remember that.
Yeah. Spoilers for Click. Whatever. Fucking. If you're angry about that, eat a dick. But yeah, he dies, and I was like, oh wow, is that it? And then now he just wakes up in Bed Bath & Beyond. He fell asleep at the start of the movie, and it was all a dream. All of it.
Wow.
That whole movie didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm gonna go home to my wife.
You know what's funny about that is I remember being a kid and like getting like assignments for like English homework, and I'd be like, yeah, you have to write a story. And my third class teacher, Munter Moira, she used to always say, you are not allowed to end it with, and then I woke up and it was all a dream. There has to be an ending. It has to end some way. Yeah. There was like a rule in school. You couldn't end I was 9 in third class, by the way.
That's a terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
It's a cop-out.
He finds the remote again in his house. So was it all a dream? Which is even worse.
But
he just throws it out. He just throws it in the bin, and
he's learned a lesson then. Well done, Adam Sandler.
Not to skip throughout your life.
Yeah.
With a remote control. That's his lesson. I think his little lesson was to spend more time with his family.
Yeah. Or savor the moments.
Because you'll eventually grow old and fat and die. And want to fuck your daughter. That's a long running gag in the show, is that he keeps mistaking his daughter for not his daughter, and he's like, whoa, look at the boobies on her, and then it's like, that's your daughter, and he's like, I still would. Nah, it's not what he does, but
I only now remember that. I remember
there's far too much of him like sexualizing his daughter.
Yeah, because he skips his life and doesn't realize it's her. Right, that's it. I forgot about that. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Bad movie. 2 thumbs down. 2 thumbs down. 3 thumbs. If I had another thumb, I would put that down for this movie too. Yeah.
Yeah. You also watched Pacific Rim. I'm looking at the list in the background that we made.
Yeah. Pacific Rim gets 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
That's a good show, or a good movie. It's not a show. The first one, not the second one. The second one's garbage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you see it in the cinema?
No, I didn't see it in the cinema. I watched it since then.
Shame.
Illegally, because I'm not giving them money for fucking getting rid of Guillermo del Toro. Visionary director. But Pacific Rim's just a really good action movie. Charlie Day's in it. He's very good in it.
Nice. I like Charlie Day.
He's really likable in it. Ron Perlman's in it as well, and him and Ron Perlman get like some screen time together, and that's fun.
I remember Barry really enjoying Pacific Rim and highly recommending it at the time that it was out, and I
went to see that with him actually.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
there
we both
you go.
went. Me and him, and
that was back when I saw Barry at things. I saw him. I think that was in his Spiro days.
We were the only people in the cinema because it was like quite late into the run.
Yeah,
and there was just many times where we all like were audibly cheering and stuff, and that's a really fun way to watch a movie. Yeah. I think it was that big like screen as well in
that like mega gigantic whatever.
Yeah, and we were like the only people in there, just like.
I'm going to see Avengers Endgame in there on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Pretty excited for that. Roshan's going to be raging because I
think it's going to be packed.
Oh fuck yes! It's like the opening night at in.
Good luck.
Yeah, man. It was Sean and Charlotte. My sister and her fiance are like super, like into it and don't want to be spoiled on it on the internet, basically, and so they just buy tickets for the opening night of everything. And
there's already spoilers floating around, I think. So tell them to be careful.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go. I was gonna go see it, but then I saw the runtime.
Right.
And I was like, no.
Jesus, it's like 3 hours 15 minutes or something.
Like it's not like I wouldn't enjoy it, but
man, there should be. They talked about doing an interval, and they should have. They should have done an interval.
Yeah, they should have.
Piss. Like, because
what the fuck kind of weird bullshit is that?
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, you can't leave in the middle of this.
Yeah, like it's so. But like, so
pause
what
the
you're
movie
what you're
for 5 minutes.
What you're
like,
then doing
idiot.
is you're forcing me to pick a portion of your film that I don't care about.
And then he goes, and says, "There's not going to be a moment where you can get up because the movie's that dense." And it's like, why are you being so smug and like weird about this, fucking asshole? Let people piss during your movie. That's why I'm not going to go see it in the cinema. I want to be able to pause it, go get another beer, or pee, or fall asleep.
Infinity War is is that on Netflix now?
No, not yet.
No?
I'm waiting for it.
Then
I'll watch
it. Today. Yeah.
Age of Ultron was really good. It was really short though.
Age of Ultron? Did
Yeah.
you really watch that? I thought you fell asleep through like all of
Yeah,
it.
I woke up. I was watching it and it was like pretty good. I was enjoying it, and then Ultron showed up and he was on screen and he was like, "I'm doing my speech," and that speech was cool. And I was like, "Oh, this guy's kind of dope." And then they just start fighting him, and then I closed my eyes and opened them again, and it was daytime in the middle of a city, and Ultron was dying, and then he died. The movie was over, so I guess they just dealt with that threat really quickly. So that was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that's at the end of the honest trailer for it. Is there like Avengers, approximately 1 week of Ultron?
And I was like, I could go back and watch it, but I think I got the gist. Ultron shows up and he's a bad guy.
You missed
and
like
then they
the
stop him.
creation of Vision.
Yeah. I've already seen him though. He doesn't seem to do much other than
It's
stand
funny,
around.
but yeah,
and-
it's funny because that whole the creation of Vision thing is kind of rushed, and I remember not really understanding it when I saw it at the time. But it's just something that they made him put in.
yeah.
And I think it's funny that you skipped that and you were like, yeah, it's really, I've quite enjoyed it. It was pretty breezy. It probably
Yeah.
would have been without that fucking whole Vision thing
Vision is he's got the one of the Infinity Stones, right?
in his head. Yeah,
Yeah.
it like gives him like life and just infinite wisdom or some bullshit and like infinite power somehow. It's so weird. It does
Yeah.
they don't really explain Vision very well.
I don't know if I got. He was in Civil War. Does he die in Civil War?
No.
No. Dies in Infinity War though, right?
Yeah. At this point,
Fuck
it's
you. If
the
you haven't
end game
seen
is out.
Infinity
Like
War, you're on my page. You don't care. Like fucking yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for them all to come out so I can binge watch them. What the fuck? Like no.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Infinity War. It's been spoiled on me.
Yeah, he does die. But that's,
I
That's
won't
what
spoil
happens
Endgame.
when-
Like I won't do that because
but it doesn't even matter because he's going to be coming back to life in Endgame anyway. I
like
reckon,
everybody.
just like everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
everybody comes back to life in Endgame. Thanos gets Me Too'd and cancelled. And he's not allowed to be in the movie anymore, so he's no longer a threat.
Imagine that. Imagine they just went really meta with it. They're just like, no, man, we can't have you on screen anymore. This is you're out. We're just gonna undo.
Okay, stop the fight for a minute. Thanos,
Immediate reboot.
have you been on Twitter in the last 10 minutes? Because it's not looking good.
Right. I watched Afterlife by the Ricky Gervais thing. It's I watched it despite the fact that I'm pretty fucked up with Ricky Gervais just as a guy. He annoys me, and he has for a little while. But I kind of breezed through it because it's really short and it's really funny. But it is also super sad, really
His
sad.
wife's dead, right?
Yeah, and he's just depressed.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really sad. But like there is a lot of humor in it, and they find a lot of humor in it. It's dark humor, but it's pretty good.
Is Ricky Gervais the only character that makes any sense in it?
No.
No?
He makes the least amount, I'd say.
Okay, because
Yeah.
in extras, I kind of get after watching like a bit of that. It's like it seems like he wanted to get away from The Office,
Where
thing,
he's the
where
dickhead.
he's the dickhead.
Yeah.
So like in extras, he's the only person who ever makes sense. He's like the only not rational person in the whole thing.
Yeah. Man, how good is Stephen Merchant as this fucking agent though? I love
That's a
him
good.
so
That's
much.
extras is a good show.
Yeah.
I like that show.
Yeah, but
A lot of great
Afterlife's
actors in that. And
yeah. Great fucking just
Great cameos, of
cameos.
people playing
Yeah.
dickhead versions of themselves.
yeah, David Bowie, fucking great in that show.
Yeah.
Oh, classic. Yeah, but yeah, Afterlife's pretty good. It's insanely sad. But I would check it out. It's really funny.
The thing with extras is now that I've been introduced to episodes, that just seems like the superior extras to me. Like
They get very few cameos in episodes.
I know,
though.
but
That's not really what
I
it's
prefer
about.
that they're in LA and it's like this Hollywood bullshit.
Yeah.
And like there's even a great bit in like one of the earlier episodes where Matt LeBlanc just kind of he's like this kind of character in it, but there's a bit where like he's like, no, I know that this is like bullshit.
Yeah.
Like I'm well aware of like how ridiculous this whole situation is, but like I make money.
yeah. He's just got he rolls with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it is a really good show.
I can't remember
really
where I
love
left
that show.
off. I got to get back into it.
Yeah. I haven't watched that show in ages. I would like to check it out again. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, the main thing I watched is I finished watching Avatar.
Yes. Yes.
Holy fucking shit. Is that a great show? It's brilliant. It's just
It's a very good show.
ridiculously good.
I
I'm
haven't
so
finished
surprised.
it, but
I was really surprised by how good it was. Like, what I will say is that a massive part of the reason that it's so good is that it doesn't waste a moment. Everything in it ends up being a thing. Do you know?
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So much so to the point that I fuck me. I feel like what was great about having like kids shows like this is that it kind of teaches kids to be like, attentive, and every little thing that comes up, kind of take a mental note of it, and keep an eye out for it because it might come back up again. Because I got to like the last episode, or like the last, there's like a 4-parter episode that finishes it, and I got to that and was like, what? There was a crucial plot point that I didn't remember. And Roisin was sitting with me and she was like, oh, don't you remember when this happened? And I was like, oh, fuck, yeah. Okay, that makes perfect sense. But I totally missed it. I blanked it. It's a very, very, very good show. And the characters are... Every character arc is perfect. I was talking to Roisin about it. I told him how I'd finished it and he described it. He said he thinks it might be like the best animated endeavor, like the best kind of project, Cause it is beautiful as well. It's so well drawn, like it's incredible.
Yeah,
and just the amount of thought that's in it, how the pacing of it. It's so clearly just they went in being like, boom, boom, boom. These are the marks we need to hit. In the first book, it's divided into 3 books. They were like, this happens, this happens, this happens.
Yeah.
Every episode crucial in a way.
Yeah,
crazy.
I'd be interested to hear Roisin talk about that actually, because
absolutely, and I would love to fucking have him on here again to talk about it with him. I can't wait to see him just to talk about it with him in general.
I'll have to catch him on every so often on the group chat.
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
There's like little moments where like me and Roisin are the only 2 online, so we have like a little back and forth, and then it's like done.
Because he disappears. He spends so little time on Facebook.
Sometimes people in that group chat don't message at all, and then I realize that I've sent like 10 messages, and it's just been me for like the last. Yeah. And I'm like, oh man.
I'll try and throw you a react if I don't have anything to respond with. Often you're just talking about like video game stuff or something, and I'm like, oh, someone else's fucking.
Yeah,
territory to jump in. I
think I'm gonna just start tweeting more because
that's kind of what Twitter is, isn't it?
Yeah,
when you're just shouting nonsense out at no one,
That's exactly what Twitter is.
Yeah.
I never make a poignant tweet. Like the last thing I tweeted was if they don't end Game of Thrones with someone saying GG, I'm gonna riot. I just said that to get Game of Thrones in the tags.
Yeah, you did it.
Blatant.
You did it quite fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Avatar is fucking good though.
It's really good. It's.
You were saying Mark Hamill
amazingly
is
good. Mark Hamill is the fucking Fire Lord, and I was watching. The Fire Lord is not in it very often, and that's a really good idea. That's a great way to build a villain.
Yeah.
Is to have them constantly mentioned but never seen. It's not until the 3rd season, the 3rd book, that you actually see what he looks like for the first time, properly.
Yeah.
Because there's like one scene.
I remember
because
I think I stopped in book 2.
Yeah. It's well worth going back to. The finale is fantastic. Yeah. It's really it's well earned. It's brilliant. But like he's in a scene pretty early on. It's like a flashback scene, but you don't see much of him, and he doesn't say all that much. And it's in like a low register, so I didn't pick up on the fact that it was Mark Hamill. But then I got to like the last 4 episodes, watched them with Roisin, and then like the fight is happening with the Fire Lord, and I was like, that's Mark Hamill. And she was like, really? And I was like, that is fucking, I know Mark Hamill's, but that is Mark Hamill. It cuts away to a different scene. It comes back, and the Fire Lord is like manically laughing. I'm like, yeah, that is Mark Hamill. Yeah.
Did you look it up? Like,
no, I didn't. I didn't bother because I was certain of it. And then I watched a 107 facts video on Avatar, and it was like, Mark Hamill voices the Fire Lord, and I was like, yeah, I fucking know he does.
yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a brilliant show. I cannot recommend it more highly. Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to start watching The Legend of Korra.
Cool.
Check that shit out.
That's a lot more serious, I think, isn't it? Or
I don't know. I am not sure. I've not heard that many things, but Evan told me that there are places in the internet, possibly he said very hipster ones, that claim it's better. So I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm just interested in a continuation of that story with those characters, or some of them at the very least. Cause
yeah, it's set like a
long time.
Yeah, like
after.
50 years later or something.
Yeah.
There's a cool villain in like the first bit of that, near the first start of it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not near the start, like mid villain. Who's got like a mask. I always thought he was pretty cool, but I haven't watched that show more.
He has a
like,
mask.
Yeah.
Is that like a blue mask?
No.
It's what
like
is it?
A white mask.
Like a white mask.
Oh, but it's got like stuff on it. I don't want to say too much.
It's a big thing, right? Like a proper big crazy mask. One of these like wooden masks, or
no. It's he has a hood over it. Like, you haven't seen him in.
Oh,
Avatar.
in Korra.
In Korra, I'm talking
right.
about, yeah.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
He's very. Keep an eye out for him. I think his name's Amon, which is a cool name.
Right.
Yeah, he's dope.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. Definitely do that. Yeah.
That's all I know about that show. And lesbians. Yeah.
The one I didn't know that. The 107 facts video was really interesting. The amount of detail that went into that show. They got like a fucking like a linguistics expert who specializes in like just different forms of like Japanese and Chinese writing and stuff.
I thought you were gonna say who specialized in Asian accents. I just imagined a guy coming in doing like a really racist, like, you got to talk like this.
No, but they also based the like fighting styles, or like the movements of the different element bending off of different styles of martial arts.
Yeah.
So like the earthbenders do one and like the fucking firebenders
you can see it in their movements.
Stuff.
They're like the waterbenders, like it's kind of flowy and like they're moving around
and they got a bunch of different masters in those martial arts to like do like
that's
standard
awesome.
poses, and they drew them.
Cool, yeah.
It's like the amount of detail
that show has a
went into
really
it is savage.
good world. Like it has a really cool world. It's very unique.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And it just they just throw it all at you in the opening credits, and they're like, "This is the world. This is the way it is.
The world. This is what's going on.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go."
Yeah. And then they've got that, because you see, I was watching it on Barry's DVDs for a long time, but then I started watching it on Kiss Cartoon, and one of the big positives of that is that I got to start hearing the guy who goes, "Previously on Avatar," and it's fucking great. And then they do like a catch up. But because it's such a dense show, they'll like give you like a very specific catch up relevant to the episode you're about to see. So like as part of, you might be watching an episode from season 3, and they'll show you something from season 1, and you're like, ooh, whoa, what's about to happen? You know? So that was pretty cool, to be honest. It's a great show. Fucking highly recommend. I'll leave it at that, because I'm probably going to end up talking about it when we get to Barry's email anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that'll do it on the.
So very positive coming
very
off.
Fucking
I tell you what,
positive.
I'll watch it now too. And
yeah, man, definitely do, because I think that there's a proper discussion.
The last time you came off something really positive, it was Umbrella Academy, and we both ended up really liking that.
Yeah,
so. Yeah. I'll check out Avatar for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, Brian made me a really nice pizza. But we'll get back to that
one.
Yeah.
We have that marked. We have
I feel good about
BS
that.
for bullshit.
But it's next on the list, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, man, that was delicious.
I've been playing Dragon's Dogma.
Yes,
that's an old game. Came out on Xbox 360 back in the day. Did okay. Then they re-released it on Xbox 360. It did even better.
Yeah.
Then they released it on PC, and it did even better. They released it on PS4. It did even better, and it's just about to release on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, sweet.
And if you have a Switch and you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh, I wonder is that game any good? It is.
You have it on the Switch, do you?
No, I've already bought it 4 times.
Right,
I think I've earned this like reprieve from buying it again. I will eventually, probably, just to support, because I want them to make a new one. The guy who makes that also does Devil May Cry 5. Or he does Devil May Cry. He did Devil May Cry 5. And when they basically gave him, they were like, okay, we're going to give you a big budget. You can do Devil May Cry or you can do another Dragon's Dogma. And he was like, well, I have to do Devil May Cry 5. So what's he going to do now that that's done?
Yeah.
Probably another Dragon's Dogma, which is sick. That game deserves a sequel. Because the amount of stuff that had to be cut out of the original. Because they pushed it out the door, like.
Right.
It's a cool, like, RPG kind of thing. You fight a lot of giant monsters. And you make your own character. And there's a bunch of different classes. And they're all really fun to play. I'm doing a mage build at the moment. Like, it's weird because, like, in other RPGs, like Skyrim, when you're a mage, you shoot fire out of your hands. That's cool. Then you level up that and you shoot bigger fire out your hands. That's cool.
Yeah.
Level up even more. You shoot a really big fire out your hands. And that's as far as it goes, really. But in Dragon's Dogma, you shoot fire out of your staff. You shoot 5 really big fires out of your staff. You like power up with all your fire, float into the air with your arms out, and then call down a fucking rain of meteors on your enemies.
Oh, wow.
It's fucking awesome.
Wow.
It's so cool.
That's pretty fucking
And the
cool.
animations and like it looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's a really fun game. I'd really highly recommend checking it out if you like RPGs and like action games, because like you have fights with griffins and like cyclopses. There's a massive fight with a huge dragon. The dragon. It's his dogma.
Oh, okay, right.
He's like the main bad guy, and the fight with him took me like, I want to say 2 hours of just whittling down his health.
Yeah.
With my like team, and it's just so fun. You can climb on. That's another thing it does that's cool. You can climb on enemies, bigger enemies. So you can climb up if you're like a dagger guy. You can climb up the Cyclops and stab it in the eye, and like do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't really want to spend too much time on it because it's kind of a one-sided thing. But yeah, if you have a Switch or even if you have a PS4 or PC or anything, like Dragon's Dogma is definitely worth checking out, especially now that they're going to be making a sequel.
Cool.
Yeah, that was it. That's it. That's my little bit about
Awesome.
Dragon's Dogma, Dara.
Nice. I talked about that. I didn't talk about that thing, but I did a thing in Castle Comer. It was fucking sick, man. It was really cool. It's something I've wanted to do for ages. It's like in the park.
Murder.
Well, there is a cave there, though I probably could slash a body for a couple of weeks.
I feel like people are going to look into caves.
Yeah, probably. It's probably soon.
You need to pick just a random stretch of forest.
No, that's why you grab someone from well outside Castle Comer. I'll have to wait until you're driving.
I'll get a car with a nice spacious boot hatchback.
It's just you, like, it's like a thing. You're like on a harness and connected to a wire above you, and it's just like all these like obstacles, kind of connecting between 2 trees. And you walk between 2 trees, and then there's another obstacle thing, and you're just going around. But they're like one of them. It starts easy, so it's like a plank of wood, and you're walking along a plank of wood like a bridge between the 2 trees. And then you get to the next one, and it's like steps, so you're like hopping from step to step across these trees.
Yeah.
And then you get to the other side, and it's a platform, and then it's just a wire, and you have another wire that you can hold on to. But you're just, walking across a wire between 2 trees. You're easily like, I don't know, maybe I'd want to say like 30, 40 feet up. It's like they're tall trees.
You have a wire on you though. You're not like.
Yeah, you're connected to a harness, but it's still terrifying.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That sounds. I didn't know that was in Castle Comer.
Yeah, man.
That sounds sick. I definitely want to go do that now.
Dope. It's really good. There's one where you're standing on like a wooden platform, and then there's like wires either side of you, and you're grabbing the wires, and you have to like pull yourself forward, and the wooden platform's like on wheels connected to its own set of wires, and you're just pulling this platform along. But the platform you're standing on has like a stretchy fucking rope connected to it to bring it back the way that you're coming from.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you stop for too long, it'll just start pulling you back in the opposite way.
Oh.
What made all of this hilarious was that Brendan, my stepdad, went first. So we were all up on the trees at the same time, all like in a line going through these things, and we were all watching him do everything first and kind of fail for a little bit before he gets the hang of it, and it was pretty fucking hilarious. But it's dope. It's definitely worth doing if you live in and around there. It's savage. Yeah, especially on it was a lovely day. It was Easter Sunday we did it. It was class.
We should go do that in the summer sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's also a zip lining thing there. Fucking Castle Comer's got a bunch of dope shit you can do.
Wonder would they let us film? We could just do some video of us doing that and fucking throw it at the end of a podcast or something. It'd be
absolutely.
fun.
I bet they wouldn't notice us film if we just were wearing a jacket and had my little camera in a pocket.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, that'd be savage. Yeah, definitely look into that.
That would be awful though to watch. I'm thinking like maybe we'd set up a tripod or something.
Yeah. Might be a better idea.
This is the worst place to talk about this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But definitely check that out. It's savage.
We're almost an hour in,
Fuck,
so
wow.
gonna take a quick break and then talk about the movie.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, Dara.
You just did it twice. You just pressed the pause button twice
All right,
in a
Dara.
row.
The lights are off and the curtains are drawn. I've got my real ghost detector.
So the film we watched today opened with it had a girl, the big fucking.
We watched
plot
Sabrina.
point.
It's an Indonesian movie.
Yeah.
It was a sneaky Indonesian movie. We thought it might be like Spanish or something.
Yeah, it turns out it was Indonesian.
Because Dara was just saying that he hates Asians and doesn't want to watch any more Asian movies.
I was saying we need to branch out, man. We've been really Asian for a long time. And the point I made was that at some point we're gonna have to start saying, "Hi, we're translation lost.
Okay.
We watch Asian films in foreign."
Look, I don't want to be.
With
I'm
no
not.
subtitles.
I don't think this is racist. But like when you're scrolling through Netflix looking for a film that's like foreign language, it's a lot easier when you see like an Asian guy and you think that's probably not in English. But if you just see a white dude, you're like, I don't know, it could be English, could be Portuguese, who knows? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, but I just feel like we've been predominantly Asian for a while. I'm primarily like Japanese. We've been hitting a lot of Japanese films.
Okay, hold on. So I have a radar here.
Yeah. So in the film, the girl had an iPad with an app on it called it was like a
I just found ghosts.
spirit detector. It was a spirit detector. So we
Yeah.
checked to see if there was one. There's many. So Brian downloaded the real one. Luckily, it's called the real ghost detector.
Yeah.
So what's the crack? Any ghosts in the room?
Well, you see, okay.
He genuinely turned off the lights and drew the curtains. By the way, it's a really nice day outside.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty
we're
sad.
sitting
To be
here
honest,
in the
I'm
dark.
probably going to open the curtains in a minute. But so okay, there's a radar on this. It's got like a radar.
Okay.
But dots come up on the radar to tell you what's there.
Okay.
Now, if it's a silver dot,
Okay.
that's associated with spirituality and connection with a higher source.
Okay.
Red is associated with safety and security, as well as a sense of belonging. Blue is associated with psychic energy
Since when
and
is
truth.
red safety and security?
Yeah,
They should redo the color scheme of this. It's very misleading.
Blue is associated with psychic energy and truth. In spiritual practice, green is associated with the heart. Green orbs are sometimes thought to be an indication of presence of... Yeah, there's way more
The green
info.
one and red one should be switched. The red one should be your heart. This is bullshit. I don't think this is real at all, Brian.
You don't... But it says real. It says real ghost detector right there. All right. I've started the radar. I'm going to leave it here while we record.
Okay, and we're just going to see if a ghost
wait, hold
pops
on.
up.
I got to do the settings, actually.
Oh my god.
I got to turn up the magnetic strength.
Does that mean we have to sit in the dark for a while?
I got to turn up the sensitivity, and I got to turn up the magnetic flux density. They spelt strength wrong.
How do they spell strength?
STRENGHT.
GHT?
Strength. Strength.
Or if you were like, if it was in Gaeilge, it'd be like, strength.
And that's how you say Gaeilge. It's not Gaelic. It's Gaeilge.
It's Gaeilge, yeah.
Yeah, no one says Gaelic.
Yeah, no,
Don't
no.
stop saying Gaelic.
Gaelic is really vague. It relates to a lot of them.
Do you speak Gaelic?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Irish is better. Do you speak Irish?
Irish.
Do you know, just say Irish.
Yeah, Irish is fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going.
Yeah,
We'll see.
how long are we gonna sit in the dark? Just until one pops up?
We don't have to sit in the dark at all.
I know, man. I don't know why we went with that. Well, you went with it. You did it while I was pissing. It was funny for a second, but then
The sun's gone in.
we missed it. God damn it.
Yeah, the fucking sun disappeared when the curtains were closed. Couldn't see us. So it was like, time for bed. Yeah, so that's going away there. I don't know. Ghosts aren't real. But also my notes are on my phone, I'm realizing now.
Yeah, I was looking around for a piece of paper, so that's unfortunate.
So I'm going to have to assume that there's no ghosts in this room.
Well, we're fucking lucky then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has an
I suppose it's a new house,
okay.
you know. You bought it new.
This movie presents it's a Netflix original. It's the third in the Doll series.
Apparently.
It didn't seem like the third movie in a series.
It didn't seem like a
movie.
doll movie.
Well,
either.
Okay,
really?
so it's directed by Who Cares? Fuck you, this movie sucked. It stars Who Cares? Why were you in this movie?
Yeah.
Get the fuck
I mean, I'm
off
sure there's
my
not that
screen.
much going on in Indonesian cinema, but
Jailbreak.
Are we sure that was Indonesian?
That was Indonesian,
I'm not
yes.
100% sure.
Yeah, it is.
He's googling it. I don't know. I can't think of what it might have been otherwise. It probably was. I feel
Maybe
like
it's Filipino. I don't know.
maybe it
This
was
is just
Filipino.
giving me news stories about Jailbreak.
Any going on at the moment?
Yeah, several. For fuck's sake. It's directed by Jimmy Henderson.
Yeah, I remember that because that was weird at the time. Is it not? No, it's not Chilean. That's fucking.
That's not even close to Asia.
No.
I'm so sorry. This is taking me so long to Google because it doesn't. Just tell me where the movie came from. You fucking. you bastards. No, that was Cambodian.
Cambodian. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I got it mixed up with the Raid. I think, which is an Indonesian movie.
Can't remember the raid so much. So
We didn't watch the Raid yet.
no.
That's been on our list for a while because
Okay.
that's actually a really good, well shot movie
Oh, okay.
that I really want to watch.
Right. Well, let's talk about this piece of shit instead.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about this terrible movie.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly check in on the radar. No,
No ghost still.
no ghosts.
Good nor bad.
Yeah, no, there's
Red nor green.
lots of ads though, so that's good. I'm glad Real Ghost Detector is getting money.
Fucking. So this film, right? It's an Indonesian film.
Yeah.
About.
I think we need to talk about how it presents itself on Netflix because the picture is this big creepy doll.
Yeah. This really, really horrifying looking doll, and a little girl is like whispering in its ear or something,
Yeah.
and it's like turned towards the girl, and so it's like, and then it's like ooh, all spooky. So it's like, okay, this is a film about like a possessed doll. Not really.
No, it's a
kind
movie.
of.
It's just a movie about a ghost.
Yeah, it's a movie about like, it's kind of like, it's a ghost that's kind of like our version of God a bit. Because, it's like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. There's like the actual like entity, which is
Yeah.
a woman, right, in white. And then there's the doll, which is also seemingly a bit possessed.
It's a demon that's attached to the doll.
But then
it
it's also
possesses
can be
people.
attached to people.
Well, the demon possesses people.
It's bullshit anyway. It's nonsense. It's
Well, yeah, obviously we didn't understand a word anyone was saying.
I know, but just like, look, let's go back to the start, right? It's about this girl. Her parents give her an iPad Mini and this terrifying fucking doll.
Well, no, it starts in a house with a possession that's going on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That was instantly forgettable, and we forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot all about it. Yeah. Then it cuts this little girl. It's her birthday. Her parents give her an iPad Mini and a doll. Right, a terrifying doll. And so, naturally, she just takes the iPad Mini upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, she leaves the doll.
Yeah, and then she downloads this fucking
no,
spirit
she's playing
detector.
Charlie with her.
That's right, her fucking, her nerdy-looking classmate.
Who never shows up again.
Yeah, and they have like a really professional-looking, like, Charlie board. It's like a legit one.
Yeah.
And some really CGI-looking pencils.
Oh, that made me so mad.
Yeah,
The
so
pencils were
unnecessary,
CGI.
man. So unnecessary.
We'll get back to the CGI in a bit.
But then, and then she's like, and then I guess she's talking to Charlie, and Charlie just keeps saying yes. So
he's a demon apparently. It was a trend on the internet with kids.
Yeah.
And then parents would always ask. Then your parents ask you like, "What's with this Charlie thing I'm hearing about? Our kid, there's a demon on the internet or something." And you're like, "No."
Yeah, like that. Was that? Remember that thing with the terrifying face, the woman thing, and it was just a fucking wax sculpture. Or
Momo, yeah, that's just an artist sculpture. That poor bastard.
Yeah.
Who just wanted to make some art, and now it's like, if you see this.
It's gonna tell your fucking kid
tells
to kill
your kids
itself.
to kill yourself, and your kids are gonna do it because you're such a bad fucking parent. You just they read "kill yourself" on the internet and they do it. Like, stop fucking giving your kids iPads and being like, "All right, cool, that counts as parenting now." Like, no,
because then you won't have to get so fucking scared when something like Momo turns up.
The internet is not child friendly.
No,
it is not child, and no amount of like blocking and stuff will ever make it truly child friendly because kids will just get around it. Or Facebook, there's so many pedophiles on Facebook. Don't let your kids on the internet, really. And
no, there has to be a top point for it, right, where you're like, this is when do you think you can like start being like, all right, you can get online or whatever. Yeah, but even at that, like, that's still a really
once
fucking
you're like
vulnerable
14,
time for it.
14, 15.
Yeah, say maybe 15. But see, then your kid's gonna get so picked on as well. That's the problem.
Fuck that. Like, who cares?
Yeah, make them fucking strong. Make them hardy. Anyway, this girl.
Your kids are gonna pick on other kids. That just happens. Like, every kid gets picked on. What a ridiculous thing to try and avoid. Kids are fucking monsters.
Yeah, the kids that don't get picked on, they probably just grow up to be dickheads, really, don't they?
The worst kids. Yeah.
But anyway, this kid, right? She's talking to Charlie, and then I guess it tells her that there's a fucking ghost or something, and so she starts walking around with the spirit detector, and the fucking app on her iPad works, and it's like spirit detected right behind you, and she turns around, and there's this ghost lady.
There's a spirit behind her. Yeah.
And so then she makes friends with the ghost lady. And then they go on holiday for a minute. Remember that? That was really weird. They just went on holiday.
Yeah.
And they were like on a beach, and the mother notices that the daughter is like talking to nothing, right? And so she's like, "Oh no, my daughter is friends with a ghost lady," right? Or I should have mentioned that earlier.
Well, no, let's not get into just like recounting the plot, because it's shit.
It's shit,
and it's a waste of time.
It's shit.
So there's a demon.
Yeah.
There's a demon that infests this house, and this family has to deal with that, and then they meet friends of theirs who are ghost hunters.
Who seemingly have dealt with the demon before.
Yeah.
In that really forgettable opening scene. Yeah.
And
So what sucks about the movie, Brian?
Fuck, I have a list right
here. You have a whole list about what sucks about the movie.
All right, number 1, bad movie. All right, so like this movie is just like so predictable, like the whole way through.
Ridiculously so.
Yeah.
To the point that both of us were going, like, we're predicting what was about to happen in a shot before it happened.
Yeah.
Like, it was just
and
ridiculous.
it wasn't even like, oh, there's going to be a jump scare here. I knew specifically that it's going to be a fake out jump scare.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, the doll's eyes are about to move. And then they just did, Yeah. It's that kind of movie. You know exactly what's about to happen at every second. So as a horror film, it can't fucking catch you off guard then, can it? It can't actually scare you, which is kind of the whole idea. Mine ended up falling.
Oh, that sucks.
What were the odds of that, Brian?
Well, I'm going to pee, so we'll pause really quick while we fix that.
No bother.
All right.
Right, fix the thing. The
So
fucking arm of the mic thing fell off.
Predictability of this movie.
Yes, yeah. Ridiculously so.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously predictable.
Stupidly ridiculous.
Yeah.
Predictable.
Yeah.
Stupidly ridiculous. But also, like, throughout the whole movie, and spoilers, obviously, for this fucking movie.
Yeah, for this piece of shit.
It's from 2018, I think. I don't know. I didn't do any research because this movie doesn't deserve it.
I'm pretty sure it is from 2018. I think you said that at the time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really predictable, but then because it's so predictable, you notice that every time something happens to a character, they're always fine. Like, there's no danger because no one seems to ever, like...
So ridiculously fine, right? There's a woman, the woman who is the friend who's like seemingly a paranormal investigator or something, and she seems to have dealt with this demon in the opening scene. That woman ends up getting stabbed in like both of her shoulders, like just above the breast, right? Then in the stomach, like right in the center of the stomach, in the abdomen.
Yeah.
And then at one point she turns around and you see that like at least one of those wounds has gone like directly through her. She just keeps getting up and is just like she's like holding her stomach, but then she's like running and
crouching down,
or fighting the demon head on, like in like a hand-to-hand combat type scenario. It's ridiculous. There's her and the other guy, the other paranormal investigator, seemingly her like spouse, I think. He also just gets knifed in like the shoulder and then just like gutted like a fucking fish, just right in the fucking center of the stomach. Just gets up. Then he gets thrown through a window. Right, by the time he gets through the window and lands on the ground outside, he's like cut the fuck up. He's bleeding from everywhere you could possibly imagine him bleeding from.
Yeah,
and he just gets up. Everyone just gets up. No one dies. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it kind of makes it not interesting to watch after a while.
Yeah.
It was never interesting to watch, but like it doesn't.
And
there's no stakes.
The other guy, the little kid's father, I'm sorry, but he also gets thrown through a window in the exact same way. So it's really long, by the way. It's really long. While we were watching it, while we were like 25 minutes in maybe, Brian was trying to find something about it, and he just accidentally stumbled upon a review, the only part of which he could see said, it's the film that just never ends.
There was one point where we were like sitting there and we were like, it seemed like the movie was wrapping up.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really seemed like we were getting towards the end of the movie because they were having a big fight and this whole thing. And we were like, man, wonder how much time is left. And I was like, no, it's fine. We'll wait. And then Dara was like, no, I'm going to check. So then we checked and it was 42 minutes.
Yeah. And I couldn't not check because I knew. I just knew. I knew it was going to be some crazy bullshit like that. Yeah. So then what ultimately ends up happening then is like the scary things, the bad things that are happening to the four protagonists, start repeating themselves. Both men get flung through a window. You know, both paranormal investigators get stabbed in the shoulder. The woman gets stabbed in both shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like they run out of shit to do, so they just start doing the other shit over again. It's like, well, just end the movie.
Yeah.
Why would you do it all twice?
It basically every idea it seems to have, it just took from another movie, like another bad movie.
Yeah, right. Because there's like a
nothing
possessed
unique.
doll, kinda. Doesn't do anything. The only reason we clicked on the movie, the only reason we decided on it,
see the doll move once.
Yeah, we wanted to see the doll running around. You never even see it like move in that kind of way.
You do once.
When?
In the background of the attic.
I missed that.
It runs past.
I missed it.
Just before the fake out scare that I called.
Yeah, and in that scene there's that terrible fucking CGI rat.
Do you want to get into that?
The CGI, why? Why is it so bad?
Why is there so much CGI in this movie?
Why in like needless places? The pencil. Tie a string to that pencil.
Yeah, horror movies like this in general always are way too gratuitous with the CGI. And it's like, you can achieve the same effect of that pencil moving with a fucking string, and it looks like a real pencil.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a fucking CGI pencil.
And you wouldn't have to spend so much money on it. You just need a pencil and a string.
Yeah.
Like a piece of fishing wire.
Yeah. I mean, like, the makeup effects on the demon and, like, people who are possessed was fine.
Fine. But as you said,
it was just a rip-off of the Insidious demon.
Because it's got a big fucking fake nose and big white eyes.
Yeah.
And even just the white eyes thing. I haven't seen horror films, like, really. We've spoken about this a lot. But the big fake white eyes, I've seen a million times just in the posters for fucking horror films.
Yeah.
You know?
No, there's nothing interesting or new here. It doesn't do anything unique. Like...
The way that CGI rat moved offended me, by the way. Just before we move away from how bad the CGI was.
Yeah.
The actual, like, animation of how the rat moved. Like, just don't put the rat in if you're going to do it that badly.
Yeah, that rat had no bearing on the anything.
No. No.
It was just there to...
It was there in an attempt to try and build suspense, right? Because she's in the attic, and it's like, ooh, there's a spooky rat, and then, ooh, the spooky doll walks by in the background, and then the tension builds and builds and builds, and then it turns out to be a fake jump scare just like you predicted. But it doesn't build any tension because it looks ridiculous.
Yeah,
so why just don't bother?
It doesn't animate well. Like, they clearly just had someone who could do CGI, but not animation.
And it's daylight, and it's right next, it's like right in the front of the shot. It's not in the background. It's not like a rat scurries across the floor in the background of the shot. It's like we're looking at the woman from a shelf, and the rat runs along the shelf.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Fucking this movie, dude. Fuck this movie.
Yeah.
It's just horrific. Like, and not in the way you want horror to be. It's just horrifically bad.
It just seemed so lazy. The whole thing. The whole thing
characters
seemed so lazy.
don't act like people. There's a scene where she gets pulled into a hole in the beach. Now, why was that hole there? Well, because her husband was digging this big hole.
Yeah.
Why was he digging?
Grave-shaped, sized hole.
Why was he digging that hole?
Well, because it needed. She was going to get
because
pulled
she
into
needed
it.
to get pulled into a hole.
Yeah.
But why did she get pulled in? Because and it just loops around and it doesn't make any fucking sense.
And maybe in the dialogue they offer some flimsy ass explanation for it, but nothing could justify why he's just digging a grave on a family day at the beach.
A tropical beach with like tents and stuff, like those.
And
huts.
He's sweating like he's working for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, this is a big grave-shaped hole. You could put a coffin in here. And she gets pulled into it, and all the sand falls on her.
Not quite deep enough yet, but he's getting there.
All the sand falls on her.
Yeah,
and it's
then
like
she's just got her hands poking out, and your man sees from across the beach because he's getting a drink because he's exhausted from digging that fucking grave.
He doesn't get his drink either. He drops all the water on the floor.
He drops it in the most comical way. It's like the director was like, spill as much of this water as you can as you rush over to this woman, right? Because it's like he squeezes the bottle as he runs, and it all just flies everywhere. But then he runs across, and she's like waving her hands frantically from the sand, being like, please, please rescue me, pull me out. And then he pulls her out. And we were there like, stand up. It's sand.
Yeah, it's fucking sand, you idiot.
Sand.
Just stand up.
And it's not, like I said, it's not that fucking deep yet. It's like up to his knees when he's standing in there.
Yeah. The kid actor in it is... I don't know if... See, it's hard to tell if acting's good or bad.
She seemed fine. She seemed fine. There's a point where she is possessed by the demon, and she runs down the stairs, and they're just having this, like, all the adults are sitting in this... like at the couches, just having a serious discussion about the demon, and then the little girl with the demon makeup on, with the big fake nose and the eyes, runs up behind the female fucking investigator. This is the thing I remembered, and stabs her in the back. She just runs up behind her and stabs her in the back with scissors, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck, oh fuck!" It's hilarious. It's so funny, but then. That's like the same night as all this other shit. So that woman got stabbed in the back, through both shoulders, and in the stomach. Yeah. Fine. Not a bother on her. Hardy as fuck. What?
The problem with this as well is that it keeps giving you like false like wins for the characters, where it's like, oh, they stopped the demon, but then, oh no, the demon's actually not stopped. It's back.
Yeah.
And then they stop it again, and oh no, it's not back. And then they stop it. They do that 4 or 5 times in the movie, like one after the other, and I think they think that it's like heightening the tension.
No, man.
But it's not. It's just turning the whole thing into a fucking slog.
Yeah, man. Every time that like the demon has just been defeated, and there's like a moment of rest, and everyone's like, and they're like panting and stuff, and then suddenly you hear like the fucking tension music again. You're like, what? No, end the movie. It's fine. It's over. God damn it.
Yeah, no.
And then you're like, who's gonna be the demon? And then the camera pans, and one of them's the demon now, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, they don't all have to be the demon. I hit the mic with the pillow because I'm really annoyed.
This movie fucking bad movie.
Yeah.
The demon at the end, spoilers. They've stopped the demon, and then they look in the mirror, and the real demon's there.
Yeah.
It's just Weird Al.
Yeah.
The demon
it's a man suddenly as well.
It's a man.
It's been a woman all the way through this. Even when it was a doll, it was a woman.
It's a man, and more specifically, it's Weird Al.
Yeah.
It is Weird Al. Like, he's got the same hair.
Weird Al with blood on his face and like in a priest's robe.
Yeah.
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 And then the woman, the fucking paranormal investigator who's been stabbed multiple times, starts just like hand-to-hand combat fighting
with
this demon.
knives.
2 knives. Yeah. And the demon is like throwing punches and she like dodges all of them and just keeps stabbing him. It's fucking ridiculous.
Let me just have a quick look here. Oh, where did the daughter go at the end?
Yeah, she just disappeared for a really long time, which was very convenient.
Was she in the hospital maybe?
I don't know. But what the okay, I'll get back to that maybe. Well, no, while you're just on your phone, I'm going to say it. At the end, right, bear in mind that it's the mother and father and of this child and then the paranormal investigator couple, right? Those are the 4 adult protagonists in this film, and they are all working to try and stop this demon, right? And at one point, the father gets possessed by the demon, right? And just like everybody fucking does, seemingly,
the wife
there's
does
2 characters who don't, maybe, right? But he wreaks a small bit of havoc, and then they get the demon out of him like they do with everyone, right? But then the fucking film ends, right? They fucking beat the demon, and he gets arrested. The father is brought to prison. There's a scene where he's being like let out of the house in handcuffs and put in a car, and the other 3 adults are just standing there.
It's because they thought he did it, Dara.
You're all... Why? You all faced this demon together. He was helping you. Why is he taking
Dara,
the fall?
You don't get it. They thought that he killed them.
But why weren't they just like, actually, no, crazy story, man. We've been fighting this fucking demon. Look, we've all been stabbed. It wasn't him. We can all confirm. You call us all crazy. He didn't do it. Why? Why is he going to prison?
Because, Dara, they think that he killed them.
And he looks back and he gives them a look, he looks back being like, no, it's okay. No, don't go to prison. You didn't do anything wrong. That blew my mind, that inclusion at the end, because it's just like they just wanted to put in so many movie things. You know, they needed a scene where something scurries by in the background, they needed a scene with the fake jump scare, and they needed a scene where someone is led out of the house in handcuffs while all the fucking people of the neighborhood stand around and watch. But no one did anything illegal except for a demon.
It seems like the director of this movie thinks that making movies is just copying as many other movies as you can into one movie.
It's one of those things where I bet if you asked him, he'd be like, no, it's paying homage. No, it's just...
Yeah, it's not paying homage. No. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not art.
Oh, God.
It's made art. It's actually made all of art much worse. Just by nature of its existence.
Oh, man. Really, like...
It's definitely maybe... bottom 3 movies
that we've watched.
Yeah. It's a real stinker.
Man, the horror movies never fucking land on this show. It's never a good time. Foreign language horror movies.
Good horror movies on this show?
No. We've watched Sendero. We've watched Eel.
Ugh.
We've watched this. What else have we watched?
The Presence.
The Presence? Which one's that?
The found footage.
Oh fuck, that was bad.
That was the
bad.
worst. I said them earlier when we were talking about.
Yeah, I forgot all about that one. That one's awful.
Actually, The Presence is the one that I was thinking of when I was talking about that one being the worst.
And this
movie.
is the thing, like, it's like I don't think that says that the worst genre of foreign film is horror. It's just that the worst, like the easiest genre to make a piece of shit film. Yeah. For like very little money.
Oh my god, dude!
Undoubtedly
there's
horror.
So many fucking awful horror movies.
Oh,
it's such a it's cheap to make. It still kind of makes money because people will go if it's 15s. Kids can go see it, or teenagers can go see it, and they will, and throw popcorn at people and stuff like that's all they do. They don't. I went to see Get Out, and I made the mistake of going at 4 p.m.
Oh, bad idea.
Yeah, that movie is really good. And there was kids answering their phones and shit in it. It was the worst.
Yeah.
And they didn't kick them out until like the very end of the film. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, fuck you. This is fuck you.
Yeah, that's lame. That's unfortunate. That's on Netflix now though, right? You
Yeah,
can just watch that.
That's worth watching if you haven't seen. That's a good horror movie.
It's been on my laptop for a million years, so I
Um,
should get to it.
yeah, this movie sucks. This is a bad horror movie. It's a
Yeah,
bad movie.
It's really fucking bad. Really bad. Like, they filmed it on a good camera. Yeah, if I'm looking for a plus side to it, I'm not even gonna say it was well shot.
It's
Don't
lit
think it was
and shot so boringly.
Yeah.
It does nothing interesting at all.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
At no point.
Even like a lot of the horror sequences are in like broad daylight. It's like
Yeah, and they're
it's
not.
not scary at all. There's not like
You can do that and make it be scary.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They just didn't.
no.
Bad movie. I
Really
don't really
fucking
have
bad.
much else to say about it. It just fucking sucked.
No,
Like,
yeah.
We're just gonna sit here and talk shit about it for longer.
Yeah.
So we might as well just move on.
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, fuck it.
I didn't say who the director was because I don't know because I didn't look it up because fuck him or her. Women can be anything these days.
Women can make terrible movies too.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that.
Mm.
Anyway, let's get into emails. Do you want to pass me the guitar?
Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm all riled up, Brian. I'm all riled up. I said that right in between the two mics. Surely it's somewhat audible. Oof, what happened there? Is that E7? It is E7.
E7 mails. Well, actually, we only have one email. But
E7 mail. A word from Barry, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen. That's what we should say. Hang on one sec. A word from Barry. Are you getting up on your phone this time?
Oh yeah, I'm using
There's an
I'm
iPad
using
right there.
There's too many devices. We're too tuned in.
There's 2 iPads and a phone on the table right now. It's a bit much, really. An iPad Mini, and phone.
If you're new to the show, Barry contributes every week with an email.
Yeah.
And generally, they're very entertaining.
Yeah.
That's GarageBand. That's no help. We could listen to some tracks that I was making. Oh no.
We were listening to all the tracks I was making earlier. A
Hey.
lot of them are total nonsense.
So the subject line says, "Uncle fucking Iro, be like Iro 20K19."
Be like Iro 2019, man. It's
Uh,
the year of being like Iro.
Dara's been saying the phrase "be like Iro"
Mm-hmm.
in reference to one of the characters from Avatar.
Yeah, Uncle Iro is a fucking G.
He's good. That one scene where he sings the song is really sad.
Oh God, so sad.
Yeah,
That's such a sad
It's
scene.
a really good scene.
Yeah.
I've seen that scene isolated.
Yeah, it's great. It's oof.
Yeah. Flamio, hot men. Super glad to hear Dara's enjoying Avatar. Also very pleased that he's got good taste in characters. I mean, they're all great, but Iroh is the best. Followed by Toph. Sounds like at this rate he'll be done by the time he hears this email. I hope it leaves him satisfied. You're right, he was.
It definitely did. Fantastic finale. I loved it.
Seems like the live-action Ace Attorney would not, in fact, be a good fit for the translation Lost. Judging by that last movie, if this guy made a JoJo movie heavy on talking scenes, I can only imagine Ace Attorney, which is about people talking instead of people throwing their imaginary friends at each other. That's fucking great. That has changed how I'm going to describe that show to everyone forever. Thank you so much, Barry. We'll be almost all people talking. Not great episode material. Yeah, I've thought about that Ace Attorney movie, and I don't know if it would be a good.
It's a shame, really, because I feel like a lot of, I bet that a lot of those talkie films are probably some of the better ones in.
I've heard the
foreign
JoJo
cinema.
movies actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And the talking isn't when you actually know what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's more compelling.
Makes a fucking big difference, doesn't it? Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, last week I was like, oh, what stand would you have? And you didn't have an answer. And then I said, I have one. It makes you old. I didn't realize that stand exactly just aired on the show, and I had just forgotten it existed. I think it's called Grateful Dead.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it makes you get old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's the thing. If you think of a stand, it's already a stand in that show. Congrats on the 3 for 3 emails. Last week you got 3 emails.
Yeah.
Hello back, Alison. Your status as an email person is formally recognized. Moshi Oshin-kun. You seem cool too. Keep conserving those fucking bees, dude. I'd like to point out that you got both of them writing in to correct things you'd said, so you better drop some bad hot takes to keep interest high.
We must have done well last week because this is the only email we got.
I want the record to show I have a sick burn about Mob Psycho 100 based off something Ushin said, but I'm purposely not dropping it since all of us like the show, including, me. Now you'll all have to wonder what it was.
I bet it's spoilery.
So I still maintain a spiritual victory. Yours, Barry. P.S. I agree with your Umbrella Academy opinions. 5 great, Klaus fantastic, incest romance weird, and yet somehow also boring.
Yeah. How do you make incest boring? Isn't that like the foundation of Game of Thrones? Isn't that how it right off the bat, we'll hit you with some fucking incest, and that'll really pique your interest.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got it in there twice now, Brian.
Yes. They really overplay. Like, people who watch that really overplay the incest.
Yeah.
There's like...
I feel like people probably overplay the fucking now. In general.
There's more now in it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's about to wrap up, right? It's like at the end.
Well, a character and another character started boning and then found out they were related, and I guess they're just going to continue.
Yeah. I can't wait for Game of Thrones to end because I'm fucked up hearing about it because it doesn't mean anything to me.
I've watched 5 seasons of it.
Yeah.
I got to season 5 and decided that the season 5 was just such a dip in quality that I was done.
Yeah. What is it? 8? Are they on the 8th?
7.
It's 7.
It's 7 now, and this is the last.
Right.
I'm glad people seem to be enjoying it. I don't care though.
But I'm following. Stop talking about it on my fucking Facebook feed.
Yeah, I'm still following it. Like whenever the new episode comes out, I kind of just have a quick look to see what happened.
Yeah.
But I don't watch it anymore.
None of it will mean anything to me. People post about it. And I see all these fucking foreign-looking names that I've never bothered to sound out in my head, So none of it...
I low-key kind of... No hope, because I hope people get what they want and enjoy something and that it's good, because that would be nice. It'd be really funny if it was like Sopranos, though, and everyone was just real mad at the end. Like, if that show just ended and the ending was just fell
awful.
flat.
And it became known then...
And it's like pretty good up until like the last episode, and that
did it become a thing then? Definitely, it'd be like, oh, don't Game of Thrones it,
Like
don't your series is going real well, man. Just make sure you've got an ending plan. Like you don't want to Game of Thrones it.
Jon Snow wakes up in Bed Bath and Beyond, and then he goes home to his wife, and his dog has sex with his duck toy.
Oh my god!
I think I'll have a Twinkie. Okay, and then this is just to finish off Barry's email. PPS, I had a very similar reaction as Brian to that Sabrina show, but his name is Antonio. How dare you? Yes. His name is Merlin, you're right. I love me some Mario. He's a good character.
For what it's worth, Barry put the correct name and Brian just refused to read it. He told me earlier he was going to do it.
I think his name's Arrivederci.
I think you'll find I've seen the show and you haven't.
For anyone who's really mad, it's Ambrose. I know that, but like, chill. I guess we're on to bullshit now. Thank you very much, Barry, by the way. That was a very good email. As usual.
I got really cozy there. Ow. I hurt my arm the other day as well. You know this, so sorry that I just keep saying ow.
You've been complaining about it all day. Fucking Christ.
This is a little out of tune. Bullshit for Brian, bullshit for Brian. Hair like a lion, a curly haired lion. A bullshit for Brian, a bullshit for Brian. No, I'm not lying. Time for bullshit for Brian. Getting all fancy with the strumming there. I like it.
Well, you see, I've realized in like practicing more and more on the mandolin that really its strength is doing like fun. If you just strum it like a guitar, you're kind of not.
Yeah, you're not getting the most out of it.
You're not getting the most out of it because you can do like cool like.
Yeah, diddly-doo. Yeah. It's definitely a good one for that.
I've been trying to do that more.
Yeah.
That's a terrible pick.
Yeah,
it's too floppy.
No, I find it pretty good.
You like the floppy picks?
Yeah.
I like a hard pick.
Yeah. Well, you play mandolin.
Not big into floppy picks. Yeah, no, mandolin strings are
Sorry.
bullshit. They cut your fingers really bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I was busking the other night, and anytime I busk ever, I wake up the next day and I'm like, oh, my fingers are on fire. Anytime I pick up anything or touch anything,
you like put them down on a table.
Yeah.
Even just playing a little bit there, like I can feel it a little bit when I like touch stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
But
what is that?
It's so weird going from mandolin to guitar now.
Yeah.
Because I play mandolin more than I play guitar, because I don't play guitar at all.
Yeah.
But when I pick up a guitar, like the frets are fucking huge. They're too big. Who needs a fret that big? The head, like the what's the fucking stock?
The neck.
The neck. Sorry. Yeah. Fucking yeah. Thinking of
It's
guns.
just too long. The whole neck is too long.
The neck's really long, but also it's so wide.
Yeah.
It's so wide, and then you like press down on the strings, and they're like butter. They just go down all the way, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Depends on the guitar though. Shit guitars don't.
That's true. Yeah, that guitar is okay.
I quite like that guitar, to be honest. Yeah.
That
could probably
guitar,
do some new strings.
That guitar might be older than you.
Really?
I got that years ago. No, I'm kidding. It's definitely not older than you, but it's like it's definitely over a decade old.
Yeah, it's I like it because it's a nice size. It's one of these like 3/4 length.
Yeah,
guitars.
Because I got it. They got it for me I think it was a gift from my auntie, my godmother. I think.
Nice.
Shout out to my godmother. She's a lovely lady, and she got me
up there with God.
that guitar. I think.
Oh,
The bottom of it's all busted though, because I dropped it.
that happens.
So yeah, we have some bullshit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Brian made me some really nice pizza.
Yeah,
I
I'm
referenced
making
it
pizza.
earlier.
I made some pizza sauce.
This is kind of your thing to talk about.
I made some pizza sauce a month ago. A month ago, not a month ago.
I fucking hope it wasn't a month ago.
It was a week ago, so we were pushing it maybe a little bit, but it was still fine. It had been in the fridge. I just made a bunch of pizza sauce that I was really happy with, and I've started making like nice pizzas. Just some sauce, bit of buffalo mozzarella, which is like the block of mozzarella that's all squidgy. That melts really good, and then just some basil. That's all you need. Make some nice pizza, and yeah, it's not really bullshit.
No, it was just fucking delicious.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. Yeah,
because usually when you come up here, we're kind of on a time thing, so it's like put something in the oven.
Yeah.
Fucking
well, a lot of the time there's something delicious waiting for me, and I always appreciate that.
That's true.
But this was great because I was like, I got to just watch you make it. It was savage. He also made this garlic bread, which was unreal. It was a really fucking good meal. It looked all fancy. It's on my Instagram temporarily. It won't be by the time this goes out. But still feeling
just
it.
got a pang of it there. Yeah. But I think it might be the fact that it's a bunch of cheese, monster, and beer all mixing in my stomach, which is not.
But then your dad went and made something in the kitchen that at first it was like he was like roasting vegetables or something.
He was stir frying.
Yeah, it smelled really good to me at first, but now it does really. It smells like kind of like piss, which is weird.
He used a little bit too much fish sauce.
Right.
You should only really use a drop of it.
Yeah.
And now the whole house smells like cum.
Yeah. I think it's kind of pissy. I find it pretty pissy.
There's a bit of piss in there too.
Yeah.
It smells like a bunch of stuff. It smells like balls too. There's like a real like when you've got like swampy, sweaty balls that like you get that like sea smell. Yeah, it's no good. Like you're down there tying your shoe and you get a whiff of it. Like, oh.
I was talking about that to a customer the other day. Not that, but because she was like, oh, I'd love to. We were talking about the weather, and she was like, oh, I'd love to live across the road from the beach.
I'd love
I was
to have
like,
some hot, sweaty balls.
right up in my face. I can help you with that. Man. I was like,
for the record, Dara did not put his balls in any customer's face.
I'm really good at my job, right? She's like, oh, I'd love to live across the road from the beach, for a day like today. And I was like, oh fuck, what did I do? Hello? Sorry.
You knocked the mic.
Yeah. Whoops. But yeah, I was like, no, you don't want to live across the road from the beach.
No,
because my father does, and it smells like fish all year round, And it's not even the kind of beach. It's like a fine beach. It's mostly rocks. That's what most beaches are.
Look, all right, I get it. Beaches are nice. Beaches are nice because you only go to the beach in the summer.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the beach in like the middle of the winter?
Do you know Callum?
It's an endurance test. It's not a. It's not like a relax.
Genuinely. Yeah,
and it's good for you to go.
My parents used to occasionally bring me. Just like in the middle of winter on they'd be like, oh, it's not raining today, let's go to Tremor. And they'd like pack the dogs in the car and we'd all drive down to Tremor, and the whole way I'd be like, why are we doing this? And they'd be like, oh, And then we get there, and I'd be like, why are we doing this? And they'd be like, well, there's no one here. I'm like, well, obviously, because it's shit to be here. No one wants to be here. I don't want to be here.
My parents do that when, like, say if my dad's like feeling stuffy during the winter, he goes down for like a walk on the beach, and it like does. I find it helps. I can imagine the sea air and stuff. Yeah, but it's never like a let's go relax on the beach in February.
Yeah, and then you just you hang out with the dogs, which can be fun, but then the dogs go for a fucking swim in the ocean, and then you have to sit in the car with them the whole way back. You know,
just wet dogs.
Yeah, man, not fucking good. Wet from the sea dogs.
Fishy wet dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs walking around smelling like balls.
Fuck that. You know Callum from the Vault? Callum, the blonde guy?
Yeah.
I went down with him once with his parents when I was really young to Dunmore East, which is a really lovely spot. And they just had a house down there, and we went down for like a week. It was fucking savage. That's the way to do it. If you want to live near the beach, have a house by the beach, you know, that you can go to when it's nice, you know, and the rest of the year round you can like rent it out or whatever.
Yeah, just get a second house by the beach. It's fucking easy.
Yeah, says me who's renting and fucking struggling. I'm not struggling usually.
You just
when I don't get fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Oh man, every so often you come in the group chat and you're just like, it happened again.
I've been fucked.
The perfect storm.
I have been fucked.
A bunch of different situations, just all fucking me at once.
Yeah. Not gonna dwell on it, but hey Barry, remember that time I complained about my electric bill while you were on the podcast? Well, it was €60 that time. I'm paying 170 this time.
That's so rough.
Fuck me, I guess.
You're paying 170.
I'm paying 170.
I thought it was 150.
Man, I'm paying 150, right? Because look, I don't want to get way into it, but a guy in my house is just straight up refusing to pay his full third, which is €100 each, because it's a crazy bill for some reason. And so I have convinced him. He was like, I'm only paying 30. So I've convinced him to pay 50, and then I have to pay him back 20. So I'm just paying €170 of this bill, which I've already paid €50 for.
Fuck,
because I was willing to pay my third. So fuck me. Anyway.
That's so
anyway.
rough. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh,
whatever.
hang on. Wait. Just really quick, because I forgot to do this during the movie talk.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just check back in with our ghost.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Because you've gone a little bit later now, you know.
No ghosts.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Lame.
Let me just mess with the settings here. We'll turn the magnetic strength down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And let's turn down the magnetic flux density. Okay.
You're just going to leave it there now? Don't need the fucking phone for movie talk anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else have we got for bullshit? Oh, I fucking played a gig on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not.
That's a terrible place to sit, really, because the mic's not going to be tall enough to.
I don't know. I think look at that. That's fine. So I played a gig. Not only not only did I play the gig, but a few people did. It was pretty dope. It was at my friend Rebecca's birthday. Mm-hmm. She rented out a venue for her 21st, and like I just got a few of her friends. Oh, what? We've got a ghost.
There's a ghost.
We got a ghost. It's a green one, man. It's a green. It's a heart ghost. We've got a heart. We've got a heart in the vicinity.
Do I like press it or do it?
Can you like track it? Can you track where it is?
It's giving me an information report.
Oh shit.
Oh, hold on. I gotta watch an ad.
Oh, okay. What's the ad for, Brian?
Oh, it's okay. It's a very loving entity.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's probably because we're getting on so well in this episode, Brian.
These entities are very loving and protective in life, but have suffered greatly and still wander without knowing they are dead. There's some dude wandering around here who doesn't realize he's dead. Hey, dude.
He's just walking around, and everything we say, he's like, oh, man, you are so right. Oh, God, you guys are fucking... You're on it today, guys. He's been here for every episode.
He's the unofficial third... He's the official third member now.
Yeah.
Of the
sorry, Barry.
Podcast.
Sorry, Ali.
Sorry, everyone else.
Sorry, Oshin. Sorry, anyone who's contributed up to this point. It's a ghost. But yeah. Yeah. So maybe he could be the fourth member of the Electrophonic Sex Quartet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now we have a word from Ghost.
Thanks, Ghost. Fucking hilarious as usual.
Oh no, I gotta pause.
Oh no, is something bad going?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Brian thought he shot himself, but he hadn't.
I didn't think I shot myself. It just, I was drinking last night. That's coming back to haunt me now.
He thought he shot himself.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. Like he thought he'd sharted.
Yeah, there was like a little bit.
He hadn't, so it's fine.
There was a little bit of gas passing there.
Yeah.
That was unavoidable, but then it passed like too much.
Sometimes it feels a little wet, right? And you're like, "Ooh, what was that?" But it just must be really hot air because you check and then there's nothing.
That's exactly what that was.
yeah, right.
But then I went to the bathroom and took a shit. So it was a rough shit too. It was liquidy. It wasn't liquidy. It was just it like kind of fell out. Kind of when it just kind of.
Sometimes that
drops.
can be good though. Sometimes that's.
Oh no,
perfect.
it was really satisfying.
Yeah.
I'm sure you get that a lot with your.
Oh
with what
God,
you eat.
so fucking much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Dara drinks a giant.
1,000 calorie milkshake every night.
Yeah.
I've got 5 kg left and I'm done with it, and I cannot wait.
Well, would you not have to? Do you not have to keep?
No. I'm going to switch to a 500 calorie smoothie, and I'm just going to eat more during the day.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Maybe get diabetes a little less quickly.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually a thing. I
Yeah,
forgot
man.
about
I think about it constantly.
that. I didn't even realize
It's like how
that,
when I
'cause-
smoked cigarettes, I constantly thought about lung cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about it. Like I'm always like, just calories in, calories out.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna
That's
die.
it.
But
Yeah,
you see,
there's a ton of sugar in that.
I've spoken with a lot of people about this. People have always said that I was gonna get diabetes with the way I ate anyway. So I might as well just get ripped.
Yeah.
While getting diabetes. If I'm gonna get diabetes, I'd rather get diabetes faster, but get ripped while getting diabetes.
I think you
than
might
just
be,
get diabetes someday.
I think diabetes though, isn't that like you kind of have to be out of shape as well?
I don't know. I don't think that is the thing, to be
No?
honest, because I don't
always
do
just assume, 'cause
cardio, so there's no way my heart is good. Like
You never see someone who looks like you with diabetes.
I don't know, man. I feel like you do. There's a guy, a really weird guy that I've told you about before, and he's a teacher in my secondary school. You know the guy, comments on all my Instagram stuff.
Oh yeah,
That guy, right?
Yeah,
that guy
yeah.
is like really tall, and he's
Mr. Thirsty.
Mr. Thirsty on Voontour Thirsty. He, by the way. No, first of all, he's really tall.
Don't name
I'm
any
never
names.
not gonna name
Yeah.
any names, but he's really tall, really skinny, and he's got diabetes, and he's got the type where he's like born with it, so he like injects himself.
Oh well, that's different if you're born with it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But while we're on this guy real quick, he's back working in that fucking school. He's back working in my secondary school, and my brother was talking about him. And was like, there's a teacher in my school who's like, he's gay, and he's pretty openly gay, and I kind of like him. I don't have him as a teacher, but I kind of like him just on that basis. And I was like, does he look like this? Is this his name? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, don't trust him. Don't trust him. He's a weird guy.
That just sounds homophobic.
It does, but it's not.
at all.
He's a weird guy.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy.
Well, I think you may have narrowed it down a little bit too much.
I made me a little too much, but I haven't said any names, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And also, nothing illegal happened.
No, not with me.
Oh shit, dude.
No, I didn't say any names. Didn't even say the school.
That's true. You didn't.
Yeah, right. It's fine. Didn't even say the other guy at school. Fucking. So that gig, and I played.
You played a gig.
Yeah, I played a gig. It was the first
You
gig
played
I ever.
piano.
I played keyboard. Yeah, I was the first gig I ever played keyboard for, because I've been learning it on the keyboards you so kindly gave me. It was fucking nerve-wracking. The first song I did.
You were practicing a lot.
Yeah.
Anytime you come here, I'd hear you do it.
Yeah, and I felt like it was getting really annoying. I'm sorry.
No, I
for
don't
that.
mind. Your piano songs are good. Like,
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
But the first song I did was Late Winter. They were all originals, and it was rough out. By far the roughest version of that 4-chord song that I know incredibly well ever. It hasn't even got that many lyrics. It's
your
so
very
simple.
first time playing piano live though,
In front of
right?
people, but that wasn't even the problem, man. The problem, and it's not a problem with your sustain pedal, because you gave me a lend of the sustain pedal, which was again very kind. But it was doing that thing where no matter what I would do, the sustain would work on the notes when I wasn't pressing the pedal, and then when I pressed the pedal, it would release the sustain. So for the first song, I was just trying to figure out how to play the song with the sustain pedal working backwards, and it was just dog shit. But luckily, it was only to like 3 people, one of whom was Finn. And then from there, Another problem was that the microphone that I was singing into was just falling way away from my mouth like that, just constantly shifting away from me, and that was bad. But then halfway through the first song, I kind of made a decision where I was like, "There's no one here, and my voice is really loud," and so I just stopped singing into the microphone at all. And then the whole gig went way better from there. And then by the time it actually started to pack in with people, I was playing decently. And I was like, yeah, this is the part I would like for people to see.
Good.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. And I got off stage and Finn was like, that was pretty rock and roll. Just singing to no one with no mic. And I was like, yeah, it was fun. It was a good first experience for the fucking for the keyboard thing.
Yeah.
It is something I would like to do in future. But then Human Music played, and they did really well.
If you don't know who Human Music are, look them up on Facebook.
Yeah, check them out, man.
Finn.
Yeah, Finn is Psycho Finn,
Finn
and Evan from our most viewed episode.
Yeah. So you definitely heard of him because you've all watched it.
Yeah. You've also heard of Austin. He's not been on the show, but he's in the band too.
Yeah.
They played. They did really well. There was a guy there, this old ass dude, who was like a regular in this venue.
There's always one or two.
Yeah.
And
he's like an old 70-year-old man, maybe older. But it's hard to know because he smoked like a fucking trooper. And he had like this really long cardigan and like this crazy scarf. He just looked all eccentric. He was wearing circular sunglasses inside, right? And then the owner of the establishment came up to us and was like, that guy, he comes here all the time. He was one of U2's first producers. So just, treat him with respect. He's fucking minted. Absolutely loaded. Worth like a couple million, I think. But then he was fucking creaming for a Human Music set.
Oh, wow.
He was like taking, in particular, Finn. He was like just filming Finn on his phone like right up to his face because the stage was just like slightly elevated, and he would move around and like zoom in on the bass while Evan was like playing, then he'd like zoom in on the crash as Austin was hitting it during the songs, but then he would like get right up in Finn's grill. And then at one point he like in between songs like said something in Finn's ear, and Finn was like, "Hey ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman right here has asked us to play our best song." And so they played Bangin' Ain't Easy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but he to be fair, he gave his card to another guy who was performing, who was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Wasn't really my type of music, but the show he put on was amazing because he had it like hooked up to his laptop and he had like prepared beats essentially, and he was singing over them for the most part, but he also had an electric guitar and would occasionally just like solo over it.
Oh, that's cool.
It was it was really cool. I like it. Wouldn't I think the auto tune on his voice was a little too heavy for me, but it was really a spectacle. Like, it was incredible to watch him do it, But yeah, it was a really fucking cool gig, and it was a really great opportunity. So shout out to Rebecca's Sound for that. She's got her own SoundCloud with her own fucking music. She's working on like proper versions of songs now and like music videos and everything. So check that out.
Once, I think.
Her fucking what is her SoundCloud name? Yeah, she's really nice. You met her on my birthday.
Yeah, she came. She stayed in Ali's house.
Yeah. She's my American friend. What the fuck is her SoundCloud name? I think it's. Hang on. Where's my phone? Just to make this a proper shout out, or even that I do. Ow. Oh, it's Tiny Cult. It's Tiny Cult.
Tiny Cult.
Tiny Cult. Yeah.
Dope.
Cult like Scientology.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that was dope. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
That's good. Yeah. I hadn't actually heard anything about that gig yet because we haven't.
Yeah, we hadn't discussed it at all. Yeah. We've been hanging out all day, but it was dope. I really enjoyed it. It was a great night. Yeah. And then I went back and stayed at my friend Nathan's house. Shout out to him for that because I think
you've
needed somewhere to stay. He was there as well at Ali's birthday.
Nathan?
He's that guy. Yeah, the blonde guy.
Oh yeah,
kind of gingerish blonde.
He's really nice.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. Yeah, he's bald now with a beard, which is what I'm looking to do. Which is kind of hilarious because you just beat me to it. But, I'm still going to put on the extra 5 kg and shave my head. I haven't shaved my beard in a while. It's getting to the point now where it needs
Batman tattoo there.
Yes.
That's going to be gone soon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. In particular, I feel like a big part of it is because I'm getting bigger and it's just keeps stretching out.
Oh, yeah.
Same with this one. Like, they're really fading fast.
Dara has two, like
stick and poke tattoos. Yeah. So they're really fading fast at this point. Yeah.
Man, I'm so tempted to do the stick and poke bad new.
That would be
Tattoo.
so fucking funny.
It's
so
a good tattoo
funny.
though too, because
Yeah.
like fans of the show would get it.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and it's like
it's like
a-
there's definitely a million people out there with the fucking barcode on the back of their head, which again would be pretty cool. Like if you're bald.
That's I hate that one.
Yeah, but
That's
like I
such a
guess if you're
bad
bald
tattoo.
and you love video games, at that point, if you're after losing all your hair, if you've lost it really young, maybe get the
I haven't
tattoo.
seen
I
that
wouldn't.
many
I
people
wouldn't
with
really
that.
judge you that badly.
But I was in a chipper once, and this bald man who was working there turned around,
Yeah.
and he had the barcode on the back of his head. And for a second, I was like, "That guy doesn't really work there, does he? He's in disguise."
There's someone in a fucking closet in the back, just knocked out in his
Yeah.
jocks. Yeah.
He just someone sees him
I
do
should get out
starts
here.
running.
Someone's about to die.
Someone runs out the door. He throws a knife, and it just bends around the door. I miss Hitman. I should never have sold that game.
You sold Hitman?
Sold Hitman 2 because I was done with it. And
Fuck. I didn't realize that. I wish I'd seen more of it before you did.
we played all the levels.
We'd played all of them?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a short game. But
It's a short game, but
there's
there's
just different ways
there's
to
a
do
lot of
every
replay
level and
value
stuff.
to it,
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, it makes
Um,
sense. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good game.
Yeah, it is.
It's a really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
game.
Well, that's kind of it on
That's
things
kind
I
of- yeah,
have. What about
I
you?
don't really have that much bullshit. I've just been,
I'm just kicking it. Yeah.
just keeping
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
it real,
Keeping it
keeping it real,
Well,
keeping it chill.
I feel like this is a fucking fine place to wrap up. Really,
Never backing down from a fight, Always keeping it,
it's the Brian way.
always
Yeah.
keeping it high and tight. It's about to become a rap. let's just go out on a
Right. If you want to find us, you can do so
yes.
at TLostPod on Twitter if you fucking care.
Yeah.
Translation Lost Podcast on Facebook. And if we should have said this at emails, but if you want to send us an email, do so at translationlostpod@gmail.com.
You can follow me on Twitter for updates. Usually if we have an update about something, I'll post it on the Twitter as well, on my Twitter as well,
Mhm.
and that's more active generally. And you'll probably, that's the one I'm logged in on my phone. So if you want to get in contact with us,
No, yeah, that would be probably
that's
a better
good
way of
to
doing
do
it.
Or
Yeah.
email us at
translationlostpod@gmail.com.
yeah. That's not because I forgot. I just
Kind
wanted
of,
to
I
make
just
sure
zoned out a
you
little.
remembered.
I just zoned out for a second.
I forgot.
Didn't catch it. Right. We are Translation Lost Podcast, and we'll be better at this next week.